Do you know if you're first or if I'm first?
I'll tell you what date is it.
So
All right, never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm first.
Okay, just check.
I'm literally on the first.
Perfect. I thought you would be first because it's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to double check because I knew that my episode of SmackDown is the Great American SmackDown on July 4th.
Yeah.
So I thought that you would be first, but I just wanted to double check.
Yep.
So.
And then I think next time we come in, you'll be first because I finished on the 29th.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so that means it's time for Alpha Entertainment Worldwide. Monday Night Raw. What do you got, my man?
Well, today on July 1st, 22.
Yes.
2002.
Correct.
Oh my God.
It's always hard to do that.
It's so weird. We opened the show with gotta do the classics, the hardcore open challenge, hardcore hero open challenge. Kurt Angle beats another scrub, you know. Last week, it's a little hiccup. He had to beat John Cena.
Yeah.
He wasn't expecting the challenge, but now he's
simple?
back on track.
Is it a simple one? No,
Yeah,
no struggle.
Yeah, no struggle.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Quick angle slam, ankle lock, and done. And that is when we hear the all familiar music of your guy Tommy Dreamer coming out and saying, "You know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of you fighting these no-name scrubs." Or whatever.
Yeah.
Something goofy.
Absolutely.
And saying, I challenge you to a match at No Mercy for that hardcore title. And Angle says, you know what? I could use a little warm up. Stretches his neck out. Like, yeah, sure, why not, kid? And that'll be the segment for that. And then the other one is, because I don't have too much for this Raw, just to short and simple.
No, it's good. It's good. We're hitting the high notes right here.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Mick Foley makes a tag match at No Mercy, talking about the.
And it makes sense to book the pay-per-view. Like, why not?
Yep, pretty much. So
when is it exactly? Is it
2 shows out? Sorry.
2 shows, okay.
2 shows out.
Cool.
So because it's on the 21st, so I think.
Gotcha. So it's between a couple of my SmackDowns.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha.
All right. And so Mick makes a tag match, saying the animosity between these women is getting ridiculous. So we're gonna settle it in a match in No Mercy. So it'll be Lita and Trish versus Jazz and Molly. Just straight up tag match.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep. And that's my show. What you got, Big Eye?
All right. So I'm so glad that I'm up so quickly because this is a match I've been looking forward to bestowing upon my man, the World Breaker, Mark Henry. So in the real timeline. In reality, Brock Lesnar, en route to SummerSlam of 2002, he was on a tear. Not only did he take out Rob Van Dam at the King of the Ring, but he took out Ric Flair, the Hardy Boys, and here on this, or around this time, he took out Hulk Hogan, bloodied him up, took his blood and wiped it on his chest. But if everybody remembers correctly, I don't have Brock Lesnar. What I do have is Hulk Hogan. And this episode of SmackDown on July the 4th of 2002 is billed as the Great American SmackDown. And on this episode, all throughout the night, we're promoting how I am a real American.
Red and yellow.
Yes.
Fight for that.
Right. So yeah, I love that song. Let's not get copyright striked.
Yeah, you're right.
I love you, Jim Johnston. You know, if I could give you money, I would, buddy. But anyway, we're promoting how that Hulk Hogan, the
real American
hero, is going into the main event to take on the World Breaker, Mark Henry, for the World Television Championship. Will Mark be able to retain after all of his title defenses week after week after week?
Do you remember how many title defenses
One moment.
he's had so far?
So this is his 6th title defense in a row.
Wow.
I know that because here it says it's his 9th.
There you go. Got the numbers ready.
Yes. So this is Mark Henry's 6th title defense, his 7th match since the introduction of the television title, because he won it on, the Sunday prior to defending it regularly.
Whichever pay-per-view that was.
Bash at the Beach.
It was
Bash at the Beach because I refused to let it die. Bash at the Beach was so pivotal to World Championship Wrestling that I said to myself, this is a show that must live on. And so at Bash at the Beach, I introduced the Alpha Entertainment Worldwide Television Championship. Mark Henry won the tournament.
Yep, it's all coming back.
Yes. So before we get to that main event, I would like to also announce that tonight on 4th of July, Matt Hardy version 1 debuts. But more importantly more importantly than Matt Hardy version 1, what really debuts is the graphics that show off the Matt facts, because I loved those Matt facts.
Those are my favorite part.
And so that's what's important. And Matt, he defeats, let's just say he defeats Shannon Moore.
Okay.
I think that feels right. I don't think
just him beating up an MFer. That makes sense.
Well, no, actually, I take that back. Shannon hasn't debuted on TV, so it has to be. It's
what date is this? Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, so it's the 4th of July. I know that because Shannon Moore actually debuts in reality on 7/25, but because there's another debut on that show, I push it off till the next month's episode. I remembered that because of some of the notes I took. I was like, oh, if somebody debuts on the same episode as this fella, ain't gonna work. Nobody's gonna remember. The only reason I remember is because I looked it up. So he takes on, let's call him Morris Chantel.
Morris Chantel, legend of the business.
Yes, exactly. So Matt Hardy defeats Morris Chantel with the introduction of Matt Facts.
Beautiful.
I'm sure other things go down. We probably get a health update on Jeff Hardy. We go over where's The Rock? Where you at, Rocky?
Where's Dwayne? Dwayne, what you doing, Dwayne?
Things like that. Whatever. The episode.
I'm sure Triple H is talking trash at some point.
Yes. He's probably hanging out with Steph.
What? Doesn't sound like it.
And so,
hanging out with his wife.
But the important thing is in the main event, Hulk Hogan comes out. He gets the flag falling. Exactly. Oh. And then Mark Henry's music hits, and he comes out serious as ever. But here's the thing. Like, while promoting the main event, so, like, a lot of the emphasis has been on Hulk Hogan, right?
Of course.
Obviously. But Stephanie McMahon's SmackDown, my Stephanie McMahon's SmackDown, is not biased toward Hulk Hogan. We also point out the fact that Mark Henry is an American Olympian in powerlifting.
Correct.
And his original gimmick in WWF, World Wrestling Federation, was wearing a red, white, and blue singlet and basically being boring, but regardless.
About to say being a less entertaining Kurt Angle.
Yes, exactly. But, my point is, we emphasize Hogan, yes, but we also highlight Mark as well. But, like I said, there were more packages for Hogan. He had a longer career, bigger deal, blah, blah, blah. But in this main event, Mark Henry murders Hulk Hogan. Like I said, giving him the Brock Lesnar bloodying up spot where he rubs or he takes Hogan's blood and wipes on his chest. Mark Henry is completely dominant. There's no doubt about it. Hulk Hogan, while the fans cheer him at the beginning, there's no doubt that he's not winning this match.
Crying children. I love to see it.
If it's possible to find them, we will put them on the air because this is it is just an example of passing the torch to the now, and now is Mark Henry. Before we get to the next Monday Night Raw and the subsequent SmackDown to follow, and then the Raw, and then the SmackDown, and then the No Mercy and the Raw and the SmackDown, I gotta talk about what this channel exists for, and that is the fact that I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors, Volume 1, all day long. This is the Jeff Hicks A cover. That is the Nick Crook B cover. There are additional C, D, and E covers. There are hats and shirts and posters are available if you follow the link in the description of this video. Like I said, the channel only exists to sell books because, let's be real, that's why that's why I'm here, is to promote that product. I have so much faith in it. I love it just as much as I love Josiah's Monday Night Raw. So it is, I mean, legit, dude. I love doing this show just so I can see where you take the characters.
Yeah, you know me. I'm all about insanity here. So we open up the show with, of course, my main man Christian coming out, big ovation, big pop, much love, taking on that young gun, the man who gave Kurt Angle so much trouble, a young Jonathan Anthony Felix Cena. Yes, that is his full name.
That's funny.
They have a nice back and forth contest, good match. Cena's really showing that he's got some potential, but this is Christian, man. Christian's been stepping up. Christian's been putting in the work. Nails the kill switch. Pins John. They have a nice, respectful gentleman's handshake at the end of the match. And as John is walking up the ramp, as the defeated party, we hear the all-familiar, one-of-a-kind entrance music. And we have our United States champion, Rob Van Dam, coming out. And as he's walking out, him and Cena turn, look at each other, and just make a little bit of eye contact.
I like that.
No,
because
no words.
We know where those two guys are going to be in the future.
Exactly. No words, no acknowledgement, no nothing. Just they look at each other, recognize each other's presence, and then Rob walks and stands with his opponent in the present and future at No Mercy, Mr. Christian Cage. And that's it. Cut the commercial.
So,
What's up?
I was just thinking. So we're in July, right?
Correct.
I don't know how we're going to be able to facilitate his Vanilla Ice gimmick in October.
I'm working on something.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. I mean, obviously it's on you because you got him, but so I'm thinking about how in the real world it was the October Halloween episode that got him down that new path.
Correct, but he was also on SmackDown.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So that was all. I was just, maybe I can check on a pay-per-view, see how close it is to a Halloween timeline. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause
we'll talk about it, but yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The sooner I get Thugonomics in, it's the better. But
oh yeah, exactly. Dude, that was my time. That was I loved.
That was my guy. That was well. To be fair, I grew up on the Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah. It's because of that 10-year gap.
Yeah.
But I remember. So the first ever wrestling show I took myself to, right? Because I had a driver's license. I bought the Word Life.
Basic Thugonomics.
Exactly, the Word Life knuckle
dusters.
Yes, T-shirt along with the chain.
Oh yeah.
Because I was a dummy. I was
in the chain game.
I was a young believer. But yeah, no. So to me, the quicker we get to that John Cena, the happier I'll be.
Yeah. I'm working on it. So obviously, since once he's Thugonomics John Cena, I'll be booking him vastly differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good to still have him kicking around, so he's fresh in people's minds.
Yes.
And
well, I
he's obviously at this time still green as grass, so getting him the reps would also be important as well.
Oh, I don't know what you've got him doing at No Mercy, but I can remember his first pay-per-view match. You know who it was against?
Nah, I don't remember.
I can tell you right now.
Who?
It was Chris Jericho.
Oh, was it?
So maybe it was the second one, but whatever. First or second pay-per-view match.
He
was still the wearing the boots and the shorts that matched the town. Yeah, basically. And then he went out there and he lost to Chris Jericho, right?
As you do.
And so I was like, "Ooh, you've got Chris Jericho and you've got John Cena. I don't know what you got going on."
I didn't have him at the pay-per-view, so
but yeah, if Chris ain't got nothing going on, I recommend that match.
Not mad at that. I might make that up.
But anyway, back to your Raw.
Yeah, sorry.
Because we got off topic talking about
big time.
Times that we love John Cena.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the other thing I had was Too Cool and R&D Solutions in a tag team title match. Too Cool obviously won.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know.
Yeah, they're on that roll.
Yeah, they're on a roll. At the end of the match, however, they get attacked by the Dudley Boys, who demand a rematch for the tag titles because, classic.
We got that No Mercy coming up.
Yeah, gotta get some pay-per-view reps. Actually, so I have them wrestling the week after the pay-per-view, 2 weeks.
Them who? The Dudleys?
Dudleys and Too Cool.
On TV?
Yep, on TV.
So does that mean that...
Because we already have a ladder match in the main event. I already have the women's tag match in the show, And
You have a ladder match in the main event?
yeah,
Because I thought the main event was going to be Triple H getting his rematch.
that's that main event.
On the show.
SmackDown main event. Because the Triple H Rock thing
There's a No Mercy.
is at No Mercy.
Correct.
Unless I got that wrong. Is that right?
No, that's definitely right.
Okay.
It has to be there because Triple H refuses to sign with SmackDown or Raw because he's
Right.
going to get his undisputed title back in his own mind.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's the main event.
Perfect.
When I say main event, I don't include the world title.
Makes sense. Yeah, because of course it's going there.
Yeah, it's gonna be there.
Yes.
But so the main Raw thing that's gonna be happening is that ladder match between
Perfect.
RVD and Christian.
I'm with you. My bad.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now we're all pieced together.
Yes.
And I didn't want to slash 20 things on this pay-per-view, so that tag match is just going to be on Raw.
Gotcha. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right. Because we still have to put your matches on No Mercy.
Oh, actually, No Mercy is a U exclusive show.
No, it's not. It's Raw and SmackDown.
The only thing that's Raw and SmackDown is Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, King of the Ring.
Is that an
Big
us
five.
thing? Because I looked it
That's
up
an
just
us
to be
thing.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, so
Got it. All right.
So that's an us thing. It's fine though. You can
Alright.
still make it a TV main event. Nothing wrong with the TV main event.
Cool. All right.
Because you gotta respect those TV ratings. But yeah,
Yeah.
so when I split up because if you notice, I don't have any No Mercy here.
Yep,
So
sure enough. Okay.
when I split up the pay-per-views, I only had 5 that we share, and that way that we could more emphasize our talent on our individual ones.
Cool. All right.
Are you done with Raw?
Yeah.
Okay. So on my SmackDown, we open up with the man who ended last week's episode, that being Mark Henry.
Of course.
And he says that he killed, he probably didn't say killed, but he took out,
Yeah, he murdered.
he took out an
Legend.
icon, a legend,
Legend.
whatever hyperbole you want to use. But what he requests tonight is, he said, I want young talent. He said, Hogan is the past, I'm looking toward the future. And when it comes to this television title, I want it to represent what is to come and not what was. And so he says, I hereby request for this open challenge to be accepted by someone who isn't ancient, that type of thing.
I gotcha.
And so we see the return of Johnny the Bull Stamboli, who was previously in WCW as one of the Natural Born Thrillers.
Of course.
And he had good size to him. He had a great build. He was a good wrestler. He just wasn't what I would call...
Revolutionary?
Well, I was going to say... he wasn't somebody they were going to push to the moon. But in this case, he fits the bill of an up-and-comer.
Okay.
Because he's not 30 years deep in the business.
Yeah.
Been on top for all of it. And so Mark Henry defeats Johnny the Bull Stamboli in the opening match of SmackDown.
Cool.
Bunch of things going on in the middle of the show. I'm sure Matt throws up some facts, and he's trying to recruit some Mattitude followers, that type of thing. But because we are in the teen numbers of the SmackDown, and William Regal refuses to defend his Intercontinental title unless he has to, he is forced to defend his Intercontinental Championship in the main event of the show. And Stephanie picks one of Teddy Long's favorite challengers to anyone, and that is the dead man, The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
And so The Undertaker and Big Evil Chuck Palumbo, so the Red Devil, The Undertaker, and Big Evil Chuck Palumbo, they both ride out on their motorcycles. And while they do so, Lance Storm, Test, and Chris Nowinski are running from the bike. So in my mind, they run into the ring, up the ramp, all this stuff, right?
Beautiful.
And so while William Regal is wrestling The Undertaker in the main event of SmackDown, Chuck Palumbo is doing his best to keep the other three at bay. And
driving a motorcycle at top speed.
And so, so they're both bikes are parked when Taker's in the ring.
Right, but I mean, where's the fun in that?
And so, at one point, the three guys are beating down Big Evil Chuck Palumbo, and they all fight to the back. And it looks like it's going to be one-on-one.
Okay.
Regal versus The Undertaker, until a woman appears at ringside, and she slides the brass knucks to William Regal, Referee doesn't see. Undertaker gets laid out with the
Power of the punch.
Power of the punch. Thank you. It is then revealed as the show goes off the air that said woman who helps William Regal is the queen of the Rhodes family, Terry Runnels. I put that term, the queen of the Rhodes family, or a queen of wrestling, if you will, because I've long had this this desire. I haven't quite hammered it out, figured it out yet, but there's this group in DC Comics called the Royal Flush Gang, right? And so I love the idea of King, Queen, 10, Jack, and Ace.
Yep.
So, but you can do it in other variations, like in chess.
There is other variations.
Well, what I was going to say, in chess, it could be King, Queen,
Bishop, Rook, Knight.
Exactly. And so, whatever representation you use, that reminds me, I need to show you this character I created in 2K23 after this video's over.
Yeah.
So, I think I told you that I rebranded formerly Aleister Black and currently Malachi Black to King Black.
Yeah, you did tell me
I've got to show you the gear I put him in.
Okay.
Oh, it's freaking pristine.
Now I gotta know.
So anyway, the reason I have Terry Runnels assist William Regal is because currently his faction consists of Test, Nowinski, Storm, himself, and now with Terry, there are 5. So, like I said, I haven't quite got it all mapped out. Who's the ace? Who's the ace of this group? It's probably Lance, right?
Yeah,
he's probably the ace. If you've got, but then again, I can see Lance being the jack of all trades. Maybe you don't even want to go cards. Maybe you want to go chess pieces. Maybe.
So Lance would be like a sturdy.
I don't know. I haven't got it figured out. But hopefully by next episode, and by episode I mean after he's done talking about Raw, and we get to July 18th of 2002. Hopefully I got it all figured out because, like I said, this is what I'm working with. But that is how the episode ends of SmackDown.
Cool.
Is with an addition to William Regal's majestic crew.
Beautiful. Well, great stuff all around. Let's see. There it is. All right. So we open Raw tonight with Paul Heyman cutting a classic Paul Heyman promo.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Basically, anyone who's heard a Paul Heyman promo knows what he's going to say. But the long and short of it, the meat and potatoes, if you will, is basically just, it doesn't matter who's going to win the championship at No Mercy. It doesn't matter whether it's Triple H or whether it's The Rock. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who it is, because at the end of the day, King Brock is going to decimate, eviscerate, destroy, and I'm sorry I forgot my thesaurus today, so I ran out of words.
So the funny thing is, you said King Brock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Brock's catchphrase, but his moniker at this point in time in reality was the next big thing.
Yep.
And so I was thinking, so because we call him the most dangerous man, but I was thinking Big King Brock because I was like, because he is big and he is the king. I was like, oh, that'd be fun.
Big body.
But yeah, I love this tandem of Paul and Brock Lesnar.
It just works. It really is just a great combo. But simple stuff. So this Raw's bunch of stuff happens. Positively Unstoppable has a match against Jabroni 1 and Larry Lava Lamp. And
I love it.
And they win. I finally named their finisher. Hold on, let me hunt it down because I actually had it.
It's not Downward Dog.
No, it's actually Proof Positive.
Proof. Oh, that's so good. Proof Positive.
Thank you.
That's good. I like that.
Man, I was really proud of that one.
Yeah.
So I went with Proof Positive. Just rocking up W's. The night ends with RVD and Christian doing a contract signing for the ladder match at No Mercy.
Absolutely.
Obviously you got Rock and Triple H promos hyping up the
2 great promos right there.
Yep. So
and Ric Flair, woo! Yeah.
Nature Boy slapping, throws his jacket down, drops an elbow. You know Nate.
So
you're
good with Raw, right?
Yeah. They just signed the contract. They talk ish and shake hands and say great match.
So I have the solution to my my majestic, my royal, my regal problem, and that is we open the show with William Regal, Christopher Nowinski, Lance Storm, Test, and Terry Runnels. But while William Regal is introducing this majestic crew, this triumvirate of talents, the two biker boys roll down and beat the living crap out of them.
Yeah,
that way I don't have to. That way I don't have to look it and figure it out.
Well, that solves the problem.
So, the Undertaker, he says that these deadly riders are out for gold, and tonight Big Evil is taking that world television title from Mark Henry. Drops the mic, and throughout the rest of the night, so they ride the bikes up the ramp, right, after they beat up these guys. But throughout the rest of the night, we keep cutting to the back, and Undertaker and Chuck Palumbo are beating up the Hurricane at one point. They're beating up Billy Kidman, and they're always beating up somebody.
Is this just akin to like when DX was in the back and Shawn Michaels
Super
was walking around
yes,
Super King?
absolutely. Big boots. Big
Beautiful.
boots for everybody.
Everyone gets one. Beautiful.
Then we get to the main event. And so if you remember last week, Taker, he got that power of the punch, right?
Right.
So Chuck Palumbo, who I have full faith and confidence in, I picked him early in the draft.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I think he can do great work, and him and Mark Henry are going to do good business here. But the thing is, Mark Henry is clearly going to win this main event. And so Undertaker grabs a pipe off from his bike and hits Mark Henry with it, turning the Deadly Riders heel. So up until this point, they've been aggressive and strong, but not bad. But here, Taker is fed up. He's mad at getting the power of the punch. Him and Palumbo aren't really, like, they're good. They're having good segments and cutting good promos, but they ain't really winning.
Yeah.
So here, they beat the ever-loving crap out of Mark Henry, right? So he wins the match via DQ.
Yeah.
So he retains the television title. So now this is his eighth consecutive retention, and he's mandated to have to defend it next week. But
as per the rules.
As per the rules of the title, but at this point now, Taker and Palumbo are also working heel alongside one another, and Mark Henry is clearly, who's never truly been bad, but he's absolutely good at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So after that hellacious ending to SmackDown, we are now going to No Mercy, which is a Monday Night Raw exclusive pay-per-view event put on by Josiah. What do you got going on here at this big pay-per-view, sir?
So like we do every week, we have to open the show with our hardcore hero.
Yes.
Kurt Angle.
Beautiful championship. Great execution of a cool idea.
Coming out with the beautiful Stacy Keibler.
Absolutely.
Everything's beautiful until Tommy Dreamer comes out.
Well, can't always be sunshine and roses.
And boy, is this not sunshine and roses. Dreamer gets his tail whooped all throughout the match. It's very... You can tell Dreamer is not an Olympic level wrestler.
That's true.
In this match. So Kurt, in classic Kurt fashion, says, all right, let's see how many suplexes I can hit here. And kind of gets thrown around. But of course, Dreamer, babyface, legend, always known for the hot comebacks, is fighting back, warring. But basically comes down to just a classic ref bump. And that's when Stacey comes out with the big, what does she have, big old laptop, clipboard, whatever,
yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Hits Dreamer up top of the head. Tommy's woozy, doesn't know where he's at. Big angle slam.
Yeah, the reason I suggest the laptop is because it's that Alexandria York gimmick from years gone by.
Exactly. Yeah, but something that is small enough for it to carry, but big enough to knock Dreamer out.
Absolutely.
Is basically the point I was going with here.
Yeah, I think it was Chavo, or was it Jose the assistant? But one of those.
With the iPad?
With the iPad,
yeah. I remember the spot you're talking about. Yeah.
And so...
I think Chavo took the iPad from Jose.
So it was a group
team effort.
Team effort,
yes. Good stuff. But anyway, knocks out Dreamer, angle slam. Kurt retains the Hardcore Championship, Hardcore Hero title.
Absolutely.
Whatever dope name you want to come up with for it. Afterwards, Kurt's singing, dancing, singing his own praises, telling everybody how great he is. And then the lights go out. Because I love that spot.
Of course. It's very ECW.
Yep. And speaking of ECW, when the lights come back on, Raven's in the ring.
Oh,
eyeing down Kurt Angle.
yes.
Kurt is, of course, like, oh God, no. He's itching his pants. You know what it is. Drops him with a Raven effect. Stacy is beside herself, livid. First time she's lost her cool since this team up with Angel started, and she slaps Raven across the face. And
Please do it.
it's
Just
Raven.
do it. Come on, do it.
So he drops Stacy with the Raven.
That's
effect.
what I'm talking about.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Crowd goes wild. Raven picks up Kurt's Hardcore Hero Championship, looks at it, and then the lights go back out. Belt over Angle. Raven's gone.
Cool. Yeah, I love that guy.
Ah,
Scott Levy, man.
gotta love him.
Great
Got to
talent.
love Raven. I'm gonna go ahead and steal your idea because I thought it was a great idea. Mick Foley always wanted to give the young guns a chance. Gives John Cena the opportunity against a former world champion in Chris Jericho,
Who was
of
backed
course-
up by Kane.
Thank you.
Come
backed
on.
up by Kane.
Like, I'm not sure if I was John, I'd be taking that. I'm trying to be like, I think
Be like, Mick, listen, man, I appreciate what you're trying to do.
what
for
had
me, but
happened was, I think I'm gonna hop on the
got
treadmill.
a flat tire.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't make it to the venue. My bad.
Got some shin splints.
A couple shin splints here or there. You know,
But yeah, John's a fighter, so I don't think
Yeah.
he'd be going that route.
And yeah, he does fight, and he fights, but I mean, you know what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
But he does put up a good fight, much like his other match with Christian and Angle.
Yeah.
Puts on a good showing for himself. Crowd actually gets behind him a little bit, feeling him, and then of course Kane pulls him out the ring, choke slams
Of
him,
course.
tosses him back in.
No,
Jericho
not-
just pins him.
Of course, that's exactly what should happen. And I love that John is now three matches and 3 losses.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very un-John Cena, so
Yes.
that's what makes it wonderful. But yeah, I appreciate you throwing the idea out because I'm like, I wasn't going to book him, but
Yeah, no, I like
Why
it.
not?
Yeah. And like I said, I know it legit happened. I'll pop up what event it went down at.
yeah,
I forget now, but it was because so if you remember right, they had that. I thought, screw it. This week on my SmackDown is the debut of Rey Mysterio. I bring that up
Oh, yeah.
because if you remember right, they had this awesome spot where Edge and nobody John Cena, just trunks and boots John Cena,
Right.
were inside of a cage. I think they were taking on Angle and Benoit, I feel like, but Rey Mysterio hops off that the top, so he runs
I remember.
he does the spot,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my point was, he was in the mix with all the top guys,
Yeah, he
and so
was there.
it makes sense that he's in the mix with all your
he's
top
still
guys
in the
too.
ether now. Yeah. Yep, that's why I got him in the ring with Christian. That's
Yeah,
why I
Angle,
actually
yeah.
put him in with Jericho.
Yeah, I love it.
And but yeah, no. Obviously, it's John Cena, so of course I have big things planned. But
Yeah,
for now, getting his ass whipped by Jericho is the way to go.
absolutely.
Let's see. Next up, I have my women's tag team match. So, women's world champion Jazz teaming up with her pal Molly Holly to take on those dastardly villains, Lita and Trish.
So in my 2K, I've named their team Living Legends because they are.
Fair. Yeah.
But even back in 2002, they were among the tip top of WWE.
Yeah, like upper echelon, without a doubt. Like, I want to say by 2002, like Trish was like a couple women's titles.
Definitely multi-time, yeah, definitely
At
multi-time.
minimum. So yeah, definitely legends of the game. Even this early on back in the day. So of course this match is great because I mean, you want me to read the names again?
Yes, exactly.
So, however, the theme of this match is chaos. The ref cannot keep control. No matter what happens, the illegal women, whether they're tagged in or not, go around and just start attacking and fighting. Eventually, the match breaks down when Lita gets a chair and smacks Jazz over the back with it and attempts to Pillmanize the arm, much like she did with her friend Ivory.
Yes.
Obviously, Molly stops that, but pretty much it just descends into a brawl, and Mick says, okay, the match is done, security, break them up, this is getting ridiculous.
Oh yeah, because it's not a title match; it's
Yeah.
just a tag. Yeah, that's cool.
Just a tag match, so
Yeah.
there's no stakes, so that's why the ref felt it was like, all right, screw
Yeah.
it, I'm
It
not
makes
doing
sense.
this crap
I'm
anymore.
with it.
But so Mick says, you know what, I'm done with this is getting ridiculous, all of you are suspended, all 4 of you. until
Oh, that's how we get to the spot that I know is coming, right?
yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so this is gonna be good stuff. But yes, so those 4 match-ins, and I think the first DQ of our
This
Alpha Entertainment
yeah,
Worldwide.
I think so. Yeah.
yeah. So that's first ever DQ ends with all participants suspended.
I love
Great.
it.
I think it's great stuff out
Yeah.
of the blue.
Well, especially since I know where it's going.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited for this. Honestly, I'm sure you could probably tell at this point, but this women's division is my baby.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm glad that you're treating it so good.
Yeah, like this is I care more about this than I do most of the other stuff. But the other thing I do care
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think that you're treating your hardcore division quite respectfully, giving the title to or having it be won by the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, and then subsequently also how that you've been treating the United States title division as though it is currently like it is, where it's almost the top title of Raw, due to The Rock not defending and Triple H also not defending. It's almost like we're booking 2023 with Mr. Reigns.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're doing really good on all your divisions,
I
sir.
appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that. You're doing the same as well.
Thanks,
I'm actually getting a big kick out of the TV title right now. I'm really enjoying the stuff.
brother.
So.
You're gonna love what goes down
I was
this,
about to
this
say,
Friday night,
listen,
or Thursday on SmackDown. I mean,
Yeah, right, because it's Thursday back
Yeah.
then. Yeah, that's right.
it
listen,
popped around a lot.
Yeah, listen, you know who my favorite wrestler is.
I do.
It's all good for me. And you already murdered Hogan, so hey.
Yeah, it's a win-win for
It's a
you.
win-win. Everything's great. And speaking of greatness, of course, we got the match that I'm so excited for. Rob Van Dam versus Christian in a ladder match for the United States Championship. And so the crowd is very split on this because they love Christian. They've seen his growth, his progression, everything he's gone through to get to this point for this championship. And then Rob has been the U.S. champion. He's been the most dominant champion, I think, in the company
Yeah, I think
at
so.
this point.
He certainly not lost it.
Yeah, he hasn't lost.
Triple H can't say that. Dustin Rhodes can't say that.
Nope.
Who else is lost? Oh, the Dudley Boys can't say
Others
that.
can't.
I mean, technically, I guess Jazz is still
Jazz
champ.
is probably the only other person.
But we'll say most dominant man.
Okay, there you go. Most dominant.
Because
man.
like my cruiserweight tag titles have changed hands. My cruiserweight titles changed hands. So like, yeah, him and Jazz are the only.
Only ones that have been
Only
holding it
ones.
down. They've been OG since the beginning.
Yes.
But Rob, I mean, it's Rob and Christian. So it was when I was thinking of like how this match was gonna look, I was very because I have Peacock now because of WrestleMania. So I watched that Edge versus Van Dam ladder match. I don't know if you remember that one.
Well, that's great, but I would also recommend Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam.
It was also a good one.
That was SummerSlam, and then 2001, I believe. And then there's also a Edge versus Eddie Guerrero. All of these, I think, take pieces and parts of those three,
Yeah.
marry those some guns together,
Pretty much.
and we'll get some good wrestling up in here.
Oh man, it's phenomenal. But yeah, good back and forth match, some crazy spots. There is a couple spots I wanted to highlight. So one, Rob is at the top of the ladder, clearly could win, but Cage is because I can't remember how Raw's table setup was. So either it's an announce table or just a regular ass table. But either one,
So Raw's is the one that's 1,000 miles away.
got it. So regular table it is.
Yes.
So Christian is laying on a table outside the ring. Rob is on the ladder. He could win the match,
But he's dumb.
but he's
Dummy.
he's Mr. Monday Nights. He's got to put on a show.
Pay-per-view, yes.
So goes for the 5-star frog splash and absolutely destroys this table himself and Christian on the outside of the ring.
So it turns out neither one of these guys are going to be over all tomorrow.
Yeah, no one is working tomorrow.
It's like we've got nothing but jobbers over all tomorrow night.
Pretty much.
We got the whole women's division suspended. The United States title division is broken in half.
Yeah, it's a lot going down.
I love it.
But and then the finishing spot of the match is Christian. So I don't know how he can logically do this, but F it, it's not real life. This
Of course.
is a fantasy world. I want him to somehow hit a kill switch without killing himself and Van Dam off a ladder.
Right?
So if that's feasible,
Of course.
we'll make that happen. But then
Here's the thing. I have full faith and confidence in these gentlemen, and they will figure out what can be done and do it spectacularly.
See, The problem is not that I don't think they can do it, is that I don't believe Rob's gonna do this and not kill himself.
There you go.
That's my concern.
Sure.
I totally believe Christian can manufacture a way to get a kill switch off. It's just Rob has a bad tendency of spiking himself.
Loves it. He loves it.
So
He's like, do I look dead? Because that's what I was going.
Because that's what I was going. Like he somehow has taken the most disgusting RKO I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
And it's so gorgeous, but I'm like, I know his neck's messed up. There's no way he's fine after that. But yes, basically,
Man, I can't wait till he shows up.
Oh man,
Mr. RKO.
Oh, it's gonna be wonderful.
Randall Keith.
Randall Keith.
It's coming soon. Tell you what.
Yeah, I'm about to say what are we in July? Yeah, it's getting close.
Yep.
Oh man. But yes. So basically, kill switch off the ladder. Christian climbs. Big moment. Crowd's losing it. They can't believe it. Christian can't believe it. But he has won the United States Championship.
Love it. Oh, it's so good. Love that guy.
Big crowning moment for Christian. Confetti pops, drains down.
Canadian flags.
Even the crowd's like, oh, Canada.
I love it.
To be honest, we might be in Canada. I don't know where no
I don't know.
is.
I have to look.
Yeah, I did too. And then we have to sweep all that crap up because we have to go to our main event.
Well, the good thing is that these two men have such a storied past that we're gonna run about a 6-minute hype package.
Yep.
Because they feuded with the Nation and D-Generation X.
Right.
Then they feuded with the Corporation and DX, and they feuded with the Intercontinental title and the World title, and so like they've got such a long.
You know, it amazes me how long the Attitude Era was, how much they packed into it, because I'm pretty confident all that happened within the span of 4 years.
Oh yes, so, you were correct. So Rocky he both took over the Nation and disbanded the Nation in like real short order.
Yeah, like I want to say it's like less than 3 months.
Something crazy, because Vince had the. I'm not saying this in a sarcastic way, but it's a great idea to make The Rock his corporate champion.
Yeah.
And so Triple H both rode the high of DX and destroyed DX because he saw himself as a solo act. And so a lot of things have happened. So now that we've talked enough, I think they've got all the stuff cleaned up.
Yep, killed enough time. And so of course we got our main event: Triple H challenging The Rock for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I almost said WWF.
Well, so it's actually the Undisputed Championship.
Right.
Because when the World Wrestling Federation Championship and the World Championship, World Championship Wrestling title merged into one, it's when it became the Undisputed Alpha Entertainment Worldwide.
That's right. That's undisputed, guys.
Exactly. And so the thing is that I don't know if you've booked this, but I would love for Paul Heyman to be on commentary.
Works for me.
With Brock just being a monster at his side.
Just big shoulders. Just standing there in his new trench coat and hat. No, I'm joking.
Well, yeah, the 2023 version. But yeah, so because I think Paul has a great rapport with Jim Ross. And
yes. Who else was on commentary?
Jerry King Lawler.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is that I think that Paul would have a lot to contribute to the match. And the ability to hype up Brock, I think, is worthwhile.
Absolutely.
So if you're cool with that, I would love to have him there.
Perfect.
Contributing.
Shoot, while you're on the roll, you got any ideas for the match too?
I
got some ideas.
So here's the important thing about the match.
Yeah.
We're not changing the SummerSlam main event, so it will be Rock.
It'll be Rock versus
Brock, because that match in and of itself is so valuable. Yeah. I've long thought there was money in Rock Brock too, which we've just never gotten.
Yeah. Dang, yeah, they never did wrestle.
Yeah, but the thing is, so much like that ladder match, I think that if we just go back in our memories of all of these illustrious encounters between Hunter Helmsley and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I think we could find
WrestleMania. Was it 2000?
It was 2000. Yeah, they were there with Mick and Paul White.
Yeah, but they got eliminated in like 10 seconds.
For sure. But what I was gonna say is, like I said, they had countless Intercontinental title matches. Actually, fun fact, Dwayne won his first Intercontinental Championship from Hunter.
Oh, I do remember that.
And so then he got put into a feud with his cousin, the Sultan,
to
try and get over at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that it's easy to envision
These two
wrestling.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was really. I mean, I don't really have much to add.
I'm sure I've already popped up a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Because like I said, nothing but matches of
Yeah.
these guys, and like Backlash, Judgment Day, all the pay-per-views.
Exactly, all the numbers. But yeah,
Oh
basically
they actually main evented the first ever SmackDown as well with Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So again, nothing but
Oh,
pictures of options on pictures. But my thing is, with Rocky retaining, I think that it'd be brilliant to do the face-to-face, eye-to-eye, man-to-man.
That was where I was going.
Rock close out of the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And I don't know what you've got scheduled for Monday Night Raw post No Mercy, but with so many people beaten up and banged up, I would like for you, representing Mick Foley, to give me the blessing to have Stephanie McMahon appear on your show if possible.
Sure.
So the reason I would like for this to happen...
So the pay-per-view's over.
Yes.
For people who want the cut.
Absolutely. So...
Opening on Monday Night Raw, Stephanie comes out, go.
And so the reason that I would like for Mick to be out in the ring and welcome Stephanie McMahon, the general manager of SmackDown, is because it was agreed upon by the president of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, Ric Flair, that Triple H would not have to decide which show he signed with because of his status as well in Flair and Triple H's mind. He would be champion once again in short order, so no problems.
Right.
So tonight, the ultimatum is laid down. You must, Hunter Hearst Helmsley must decide by the close of Raw, are you a Raw guy or are you a SmackDown guy? And if that's cool with you, I would love for that to be the running theme or a running thread throughout the show, because to me it's important for this
So like I said, my show can't be that long because half my roster is dead.
Well, that's why I'm proposing we have a lot of talking segments.
Yeah.
Because Stephanie isn't beat up, she doesn't wrestle. Mick's not beat up, he's taken some time off. Triple H just can talk with Flair, and they can all try and get to the meat of the matter.
Yeah.
And
so we got segments sprinkling in. Obviously, Triple H is consulting with his consultant, Ric Flair.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, Rick, what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever be in this situation.
Right. Well, and so, if you don't mind me spoiling the finish.
Yeah, go for it.
Triple H signs with Monday Night Raw, and the reason being is, for me to get two guys that I really wanted, those being Rey Mysterio, who debuts this Friday or this week on SmackDown on Thursday, and Eddie Guerrero. I told Josiah, I was like, you can have these three guys. One of your all-time favorites, John Cena, Dave Bautista, and Randy Orton. And because Josiah has those three guys, but specifically Dave and Randy, it makes good logical sense for him to sign Triple H, because we all know what's coming soon. Throughout the year.
Yep.
As a matter of fact,
I have nothing to add.
No. Oh, well, so as a matter of fact, we'd already teased that we need to figure out how to get John to where he's going to be in October. Well, I already know that these guys are coming together in November because of fun stuff.
For sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the only tough part about this is feasibly trying to figure out a reason why Triple H would choose Raw when his wife's on SmackDown.
Well,
logically,
I
have every advantage on SmackDown.
So I actually think that the workaround is, so he signs with Mick, but knows that he can just pop over to SmackDown anytime he damn well pleases.
Where's Mick?
Because my wife's there,
Yeah,
so anytime we need an excuse, he's like, "I'm not wrestling. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I'm just here as a husband,
supportive
husband
partner. Yeah, so I think that it's a manipulative tactic. That way he can still get on both shows.
Very Triple H.
Exactly. And it's actually smart on Rick's part to do that. I would love for Christian to get a crowning moment too, if you wouldn't mind.
That was the Raw plan.
Oh, good. Because again, it's a way to keep his body safe.
Yeah. No, he wasn't touching.
He's in a full cast.
No. He wasn't touching anybody. I was going to have a big fireworks bonanza before the tag match for Christian, because
that's good.
again, he's
Yeah.
literally been the guy in my story this
Absolutely.
whole time.
Yeah, he was your version of my Chuck Palumbo, of like that guy that people wouldn't have expected to be picked so early.
Yep, which is why I picked him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Christian's celebration is like right after the start of the start of the show, start of the Triple H thing. He gets his flowers, he gets his confetti, his pyro, and says he'll be a fighting champion. He'll work hard to prove Mick right that he was a worthy pick.
Well, and I almost think that it'd
extend
be
legacy of the US title,
carrying
yada.
on that the status that Rob Van Dam brought to the title.
Yeah.
Because he did a really good job as
Exactly.
champion.
Yep, that as well. What did I write to? Oh no, I'm sorry, I lied. So after that segment, Brock and Paul come out.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, it's all good.
So it's after the Mick and Steph thing,
Sure.
where we have the Triple H thread. Brock and Paul come out, and Brock says, "That's great. I'm glad you guys got this Triple H ish out the way. Please move so we can address our future challenger, Mr. Dwayne The Rock Johnson."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's Paul Heyman promo talking about Brock Lesnar killing somebody. That's all it is.
Well, I would love for tonight, if possible, to be the beginning of seeing Brock working out on the farm. I love those lifting the logs and throwing the hay and all
Throwing
that
the
stuff.
hay bales and
Like basically lifting up the whole tractor.
curling a cow,
Exactly, all
trying-
that stuff.
trying to get the
I love that hype package.
I mean, that was pretty much going to be all because I wasn't going to have Brock physically on the show again until.
Yeah, it's so smart. I love that.
So that was just going to be him prepping for the biggest match of his life.
Love
basically.
it. Yeah, no, that's great.
But yeah, this is the only night he'll actually be on any show.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Until that point.
Because we know Rock's not going to be here either, so because that's what they did is they basically show both guys getting ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And then after that, Christian comes out, and as they're leaving, Christian and Brock kind of make eye contact, like, "Yeah, we have some unfinished business we're going to talk about later."
Right?
Then we get the Christian celebration, and then after that, finally we get our Too Cool versus Dudley Boys tag title match.
I thought that was the main event.
That is the main event.
So Kurt's not doing the title gimmick, or
No, he's taking it
because of Raven. Just checking.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's taking a week off. Like I
So,
said, most of my guys are up there.
Of course, and I fully understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you went all out. You had no mercy on them.
Also, if I had Kurt come out every week, it literally would be the TV title. So
Good point.
So
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
he picks and chooses when he comes out and says
I love it.
he did about the Raven thing.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Not working this week.
Yeah.
So
I was just checking. Yeah, that's good.
You're good. I did technically do it every single week until just to really hammer home the joke until Cena showed up.
Yeah, which is great. I love that gag.
Yeah.
As soon as I figured it out, I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. So Too Cool Dudley Boys have another great match. But, Too Cool retains is the long and short of it.
That's good. It's good.
Cool. What's next on SmackDown, big guy?
So on SmackDown, Mark Henry, who was beat down with a pipe, who was double teamed by Big Evil and the Red Devil, the Deadly Riders, he struggles to walk out because of the heinous attack.
Of course.
But he is defiant. That's the way I want him to be seen, as he's wounded, but he's not scared. He's hurt, but he's not giving up. And I want him to say, and get the point across, right?
Somebody's gonna get the wig split. I got you. Yeah.
And so I want him to say that he will not be deterred. He will not be stopped, because tonight in the main event of SmackDown, I am defending for the 9th time this World Television title. So he said, "I was beat down, but I'm not broke down. I'm the world breaker. Whoever thinks that they can represent this World Television title better, come out here now and prove it." And then that's when we see the first reveal of Rey Mysterio popping out from
Who's that jumping out the sky?
Exactly.
REY.
And so Rey Mysterio does the entrance. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he says, "I respect you, Mark. I've loved seeing you in the Olympics in whatever year it was. I forget now."
1990 something.
Yeah.
No, it might have been the 80s.
No, it was 90 something.
Was it 90s? Was it early 90s?
Yeah. And so he's like, "I respect
I
you.
love it.
You did great work." Rey Mysterio says, But the thing is, I think that I can carry on and build on this foundation that you've set. So tonight in the main event, I would love to accept your challenge. They shake hands.
92 and 96.
92 and 96. Okay, cool. So, before we get to the main event, though, Matt Hardy has another jobber match. Like I said, in real life, this was the night that Shannon Moore debuted as his Magnitude follower.
Correct.
I'm not doing that because it would be overshadowed
How
by
nice of you to
Rey
do that for
Mysterio.
Shannon.
And so Matt has another jobber match, but after Matt hits the Twist of Fate, he goes to the top, hits the Swanton Bomb, and grabs the leg. 1, 2, lifts the guy up, and he smiles because he's arrogant.
Yeah.
Hits the side effect. 1, 2, 3, and then.
What's off the side effect? I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, I want it to happen because I always get sick of that secondary move not winning because it's like
Yeah.
you got to win sometime or else there's no point in going for the pin.
Sure.
So
Makes sense.
post match, Matt hits leg drop. After leg drop, then he pulls the guy to the corner, goes up, and as he's doing his V1 now, we hear Jeff Hardy's music hit. Jeff runs down, makes the save for the young kid. Matt runs off. Now we go to the main event where Mark Henry and Rey Mysterio go at least 15 minutes, probably 20.
Beautiful.
But they have an excellent match. But the thing is, Mark, like I said, this is his 9th defense. It's his 10th match in so
wear
many
and tear
weeks.
is there.
And he just got beat down by the Deadly Riders last week,
Exactly.
who Stephanie has prevented for coming to this event
Banned from ringside gimmick. I like.
because after their bad actions.
Of course.
But here in the main event, Rey Mysterio, the biggest little man, in his debut in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, wins the World Television Championship. And the thing is that Mark Henry not only gets up, after Rey gets the title, not only does he get up and take the title out of his hands, but Mark, because again, here this whole time I'm building him to be a friggin' star. So he takes the title that the referee had given him, but he grabs Rey's arm, raises it, and then puts the title around Rey's waist.
Beautiful.
Because Mark Henry is a stand-up
guy.
Yes, he's the world breaker, but he is not broken, and that is the important thing about this episode.
Got me right in the feels.
So thank you, my man.
I got one more row.
Yeah. Oh, you got one more row. Well,
One more row.
still, I thank you anyway.
I appreciate it. I'll knock it out quick because there's not really too much. Because again, everyone is still injured.
Yes.
So we open the show. Christian, is true to his word, wants to defend the United States Championship. Gives anybody the opportunity since he just won the title and everyone was hurt.
Yes.
So of course, Big Boss Man comes out, takes the opportunity. Has a nice little back and forth match, but Boss Man does lose.
And it's probably his last appearance or something close to it. Yeah.
It is his last appearance. I think
I think
he leaves in like a couple weeks. But
Sure. But I have a lot of guys go out that way, on their back.
Yeah.
Because, like, for instance, when I knew Perfect was going to be done, I was like, well, time for him to lay down for Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
I do the same thing for a lot of guys because that's the beauty of booking in hindsight.
Yeah. You know exactly when they're going to be gone.
Exactly.
But yep, good stuff there.
But yeah, Ray Traylor's great wrestler.
Yep.
Great character.
R.I.P. the
Oh,
legend.
absolutely.
Definitely worthy of his Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, for sure.
To be fair, half the crap he had to put up with, he probably should have been in the Hall of Fame anyway. However, the My Daddy segment,
Mm-hmm.
my daddy, still the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So yeah, great stuff. Appreciate you, boss man. What was I doing?
Oh, we're just talking about how Christian went over in this here opening
Yes.
night contest.
There you go. Next up, since we talked about Christian, we gotta talk about Van Dam.
Mm-hmm.
So Rob sitting with Gregory Helms. Little upset, of course, that he's no longer the United States champion, but also brings up the fact that Christian was a worthy challenger. They had a great match. Has a lot of respect for him, and while he is no longer the United States champion, he decides it is time for him to maybe look forward to bigger and better things and see what else he can do. But they might revisit it at some point in time.
Oh, he's so laid back. I love it because he could go back to his roots, the hardcore division. He could go up to the undisputed title.
A lot of places.
Lots
for him
of
to go.
options for that guy.
And it's Van
Mr.
Dam.
Monday Night.
He can do whatever he wants. after the segment, you know, he's shaking hands with Helms, like, thanks for the interview, appreciate you. And he's walking out, and just as he gets out to the hallway, he crosses a young Jonathan Anthony Felixina. Just happens to stroll the hallways. They eye each other, and, you know, hey, kid, what you doing next week? And he's like, nothing right now. Great. I'll talk to Mick. We got a match.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good stuff right there.
So that'll be a match for next week.
Next month even.
Yeah, sorry, next month.
Yeah, that's cool.
Positively Unstoppable will have a match. Hit the proof positive on R&D Solutions for the W.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We've been picking up W's after W's. This is DDP talk.
Yeah.
After W's, and it's time for Positively Unstoppable to take our talents to the very top. So Too Cool, whenever you're done dancing and shaking your behinds, we'll see you for those tag team championships. I haven't decided when it's
Nah, that's cool. I like that.
but it will be going down.
Yeah, I like the fact that this team that seemingly didn't fit together has come a long way and is going after the tag straps. That's good.
You know, DDP's good at just making stuff work.
Absolutely.
I feel like it vibes well for him. And then lastly, our main event segment. Because again, everyone's hurt. Kurt Angle finally back from his from breaking everything in his hiatus. Calls out Raven. It's like, Raven, I don't know where you're at, so go ahead, dim the lights, bring them back up, so I can whoop your ass.
Well, that and I know you're dimming the lights because you got to hide that ugly mug of yours.
There you go.
Stuff
See,
like that.
Stuff like that. Stacy is importantly not out there with Raven.
Okay.
With Kurt.
Kurt, yeah, he is.
Because of what happened with Raven.
Yes.
Says, I don't want to put her in any more danger than I need to. Stacy will be back when she's good and ready.
Yes.
So Raven, get your
scrawny
little
the
yada
cool
yada.
thing is that it fits within their overly analytical and thinking things through mentality.
Well calculated.
Yes,
exactly.
calculated. Great.
Exactly. Of course, like Raven's not in the arena. He's like Darby Allin style. Think Darby Allin style video.
Yep.
Basically calls Kurt a paper world champion. Hasn't done anything to earn the moniker of hardcore. But if he wants to be hardcore, Raven will show him how to be hardcore. And that's the show.
Cool. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I know that we had talked about before this ever began the concept of Kurt changing what hardcore meant with taking it to the purest form of wrestling. But I love that he's having to fight the ghosts of hardcore's past, if you will, in Tommy Dreamer and Raven. And no, I like it a lot. I think that's really good. Thank you for helping me throughout this journey of rebooking or revisiting the world of 2002 wrestling with this corporate merger from World Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Federation. Yeah.
Good stuff all around.
Yeah.
But yeah, always good fun to be here, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, don't forget what the channel's about, though, guys.
Yes.
We gotta buy the books, buy the posters.
Well, because the more that I sell, the more money that can be raised to then pay the artist to put out the next book, and then rewind it back to do some origin stories and have spin-off characters and all kinds of good stuff.
Basically, it's more good fun all around.
Absolutely. So, come back on Monday for Monday Movie Mayhem, and tune in Wednesday for the Wednesday Rewind, and see you next Friday when I'm not even sure what the product will be, but something fun, and you know what? It's probably getting close to Backlash time, so I bet there's a good chance it's a triple shot.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds about
about
right.
right.
Anyway,
Well,
thank
see you guys.
Later.